and the trade deadline is over. A lot of trades happened. Welcome to the P&K podcast. I am your host, Keion Grissom.
And I'm Paul Marshall.
And Paul, a lot of things going on, and we're going to break this down episode by episode. I'm going to go to what I think is the biggest trade so far in this last minute trade. Kevin Garnett going back home to Minnesota. What's your thoughts on that, Paul?
When I heard the news that Kevin Garnett was going to be traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Thaddeus Young, I must admit I was a little bit shocked because I didn't think Kevin, he's an older veteran, he's been in the league since 95. I know he went from Minnesota to Boston, and that was a great run, and then from Boston to Brooklyn, but I didn't think he would move again. But it is nice and comforting to see him return home where it all started. The organization that did draft him 5th overall. It is very cool to go home. And I think now with Minnesota, they have Andrew Wiggins, they have Ricky Rubio. They have some young pieces, so I think it is going to be beneficial for Minnesota in moving forward that there's some cohesion between their young talent and an older veteran who, let's be honest, Kevin Garnett is the only reason that the Minnesota Timberwolves are called the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's been night in, night out. 20-10-5, he's Mr. Reliable. He's been that guy from Minnesota for so many years. I think it's nice and refreshing to see him to return home. I think Minnesota basketball has been clamoring for something for a long time. It's been a long time since 2004, the last time they had a deep run in the playoffs and made the playoffs as is. The flip side to that is Minnesota's not a very good team right now. Currently, their record is 11-42. And in the West, that's not going to get it done. But comparatively without the whole league, they're not the worst team, but they're close to the bottom. So the good news is they feel good. Potentially going forward in the future, it could translate to something. Just right now, that's not going to happen.
Well, with Minnesota, they dealt with a lot of injuries. They just took a hard loss the other day with Shabazz Muhammad being out for the rest of the season with his injury. So you definitely know why their record is the way it is. Do I think they would have been top 8 even as a healthy team? No, but they wouldn't have the record that they have now. Kevin Garnett coming to the Minnesota Timberwolves automatically struck my mind of he's about to retire, not this year, maybe next year. But there has also been speculation that he wants to own the team. He is the highest paid NBA basketball player of all time. So I could definitely see it happening. He's with Flip Saunders again. I like it just because of the fact you have the veteran presence. Before him, the oldest player on the team was Kevin Martin at 32. The average age on the Minnesota Timberwolves is 24 years old. I'm 23 and I'm older than 4 of the players on the team. So Kevin Garnett bringing that veteran presence definitely is going to bring a mature mindset to the team. I know he can teach Gorgie Jang a lot, help Nikola Pekovic be that big bodies in the post, as well as, show some other guys, some things that they can do, give some skills to Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, Glenn Robinson III, even though he doesn't really play, Adrian Payne most definitely. It's always great to have a guy that you know is going to be a Hall of Famer and a legend on your team. And I think Minnesota will definitely go out and beyond with Kevin Garnett being on the team. Guys, are y'all excited about Kevin Garnett being back with the Minnesota Timberwolves? If you are, like. If you have problems with it, comment. But also, share and subscribe. Thanks, listeners. Have a great day.